I'm Tanya with Ribbon Branch Crafts, and I'm here with another cutie tutorial for you. This is the kit for the cute kawaii skull that we're gonna do. And what you're gonna get in your kit for this one is you're gonna get a styrofoam ball, okay? And you're gonna get some pink, you're gonna get some white, and you're gonna get some of the black Ribbon Branch Craft clay. So this is going to be a very easy craft. It'll be great for a beginner and also give you a really cute result. So when you get your ball, it's going to come as just a normal ball. As you can see, I just shaved a small piece off. You can use a craft knife for this or something to get this edge, but this is, we need to shave this off, and then we're going to go ahead and get started on our project. The first thing we're going to do is with our white, and so we're going to take a piece of that and we're going to do a fairly big circle, and we're going to roll this into a ball, and then we're going to do our trick where we cut it directly in half. Okay, now you want to leave these pieces exactly the way they are. We're just going to set those off to the side for just a minute, and while we're our next step is going to be, we're going to take some more of our clay, okay, and we're going to roll a slightly smaller ball. We're going to cut this in half. Now we're going to take these two, roll them into balls, and then we're going to cut them in half again, okay? So we're going to end up with 4. Also, don't leave these just the shape that they are as well. So we're going to end up with 4 equal little half shell type shapes, okay? So now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get out our tacky glue. And see how we have the sitting flat? This is very important that we want to put these right at the base of where your cut mark is, and I'll show you that now. So I'm going to put a little bit of tacky glue. We're going to put this on just like this, okay? And as you can see, it's flush with the bottom of my cut mark. Okay, so this is the center of the front of my skull. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put us a line of tacky glue, and we are going to put these long way like this, and we're going to put these right next to each other. See how that's flush with the straight? So when we sit it, it sits totally fine. So now that'll show you the gauge of where to put your other little larger half slice, okay? And we're gonna put that right next to it. Don't push too hard because I'm gonna show you next. See how flush that is? This is what you want, okay? So now the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of tacky glue on the foam part. And we're going to take more of our white and we're going to cover the whole thing. So now it's very important when we go over this that we be very gentle when we're pressing on this. You can also let this completely dry like this if you're worried that you're going to smush it. Just let this whole part completely dry and then continue on with your project when these little pieces are dry, and then you won't have to worry about being so careful with the way I'm going to show you how to do it now. Okay, so you can do it either way and not have to worry and still get a beautiful result, and you can still do this project. Okay, so now that we've gotten that, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make sure that I leave plenty of access on the front. Okay, gently press the back down. And then we're just gonna gently stretch our clay over what we just did. You see how it's given that effect? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim this off on the front. And then we're gonna go ahead and finish forming this around the back. And then I'm gonna take my palm and just smooth it like this. So we're not messing up our design. And like I said, this, if you wanna wait till this is dry, and it would be a lot easier to do if you did wait till it was dry, but you don't need to. But if you're a beginner and you're worried about that, you absolutely can do that, okay? So now that we have that, we have it all covered, okay? And so this is what we have right now, okay? So now what we're gonna do is you wanna get you some sort of tool. A butter knife will work just as well as something like this. And we're gonna go in between our small pieces that we did. Just like that, okay? I'm gonna make them a little deeper at the bottom. And this is what we have, okay? Now I'm gonna show you how we're gonna put the little skull eyes on here. I have my black, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by rolling this into a ball. And you want a ball that's about 3/4 of an inch, okay? Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and cut this in half to give us two fairly even pieces, okay? So now then we're gonna roll those into balls. Okay, and then we're just gonna take our finger and gently press in. And we're gonna press to get them about the same size, okay? So now the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take another little bitty, not big at all, see, of more of that black clay. I'm gonna take a little bit more. And then I'm gonna go ahead and cut this in half just because I want this part to be even as well. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll a cone, okay? We're gonna roll a little cone about the same length. So now the next thing that we're gonna do is we're just gonna put them right next to our eye, and then we're just gonna curve it just a little bit. See that? We're gonna do that with the other one as well. We've attached both of our eyes, or our eyelashes, and now we're gonna find the front of about where we want them to be, and then we're just gonna go ahead and gently press it in. Okay, now from here we're gonna take 2 more little cones, and we're gonna put one right next to it. Okay, do that one more time. This is just a really thin cone that we're doing this. Put it right next to your first one. And we're going to have one pointing up and then one kind of curving down. Okay? So then the last thing that we're going to do with our black is we're going to take a little bit more, not much at all, and we're going to roll us another little ball. Cut this in half. We're going to roll our cone again. That wasn't quite in half. And then after you do this, roll 2 more little cones. These ones you want a little bit thicker on the ends, okay? Now this is what we're going to do. We're going to put the fatter side pointing down and at an angle. Okay, and this is the face that we have. Now I'm going to show you how to put her little kawaii bow on. Now, if you had the kit, you had one of your accent colors to do the bow, and so that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to get a good amount of our accent color, and we're just going to roll that into a ball. And this ball is about 1 inch, and we're going to cut this in half. Then we're going to roll these into a ball, and then we're going to roll a nice thick cone that's just over 1 inch, okay? Now remember, when you're doing this, you want to roll with your hand at an angle. So now this is what we have. So what we're going to do is we're just going to touch them together just like this, and then we're just going to position them onto our skull, just wherever you want it to be. Okay? Now we want to make this look a little bit more detailed, so go in with your butter knife or your tool, whatever it is that you're using, and we're going to make a dent, a longer line and 2 shorter lines on either side to get that. Okay, we're going to do this one more time, but we're going to do it with we're going to make our cones just a little bit smaller. So I have a smaller ball of my clay right here, and we're going to do the exact same thing that we just did. We're just making them slightly smaller. And these ones are about 1 inch. Okay, so now I think I'm going to go ahead and do my lines now for this one. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to put them directly together just like we did with the first ones and kind of point it down on our first bow. Okay, so then the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to take one more ball of your accent color. This is about 1/2 inch, a little less than 1/2 inch, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make act like we're making a marshmallow. So we're gonna roll it, then press it, roll it with our finger, then we're gonna press it, roll it, and just keep alternating on both sides until we get a little bit of like a rounded marshmallow rectangle shape. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just attach it right to the middle. Just like that. Okay. And then the last step to doing this craft is you're going to take what you have left of your accent color, and we're going to put some cute little ribbon ends on her. And all you do for that is you're going to take you some clay, and we're going to roll this out a little log. In this, there is no particular size that you have to do. Then we're going to flatten it with our finger. Excuse me. And then once we flatten it with our finger, we're just going to clip in one side, clip into the other side to get that little bow end. Then what you're going to do is we're going to tuck it under our bow, and I want a little dimension on mine, so I'm going to kind of curl it a little bit, but you can put this on however you want to. Okay, so now I'm going to take a little more because I want the other side to be a little bit longer. So we're going to roll a ball, and then we're going to turn that ball into a log. Okay. And once we get the size that we want, we're going to flatten it with our palm, with your fingers, whichever's easiest for you to do. Okay. Take your scissors, and we're going to cut into the middle, and then cut into the middle, pull that middle piece out, and there's our other bow piece. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing, just tuck it right up against that of the bow. Okay. And then this is what we have. We have a really cute little kawaii skull. It's an easy project this is a great one to learn how to roll your logs, how to work on your cone shapes, and things like that. And this is a great project, very family friendly. So now if you want to go one step further with this, you absolutely can. And if you have these and you're a little more advanced, this is another thing that you can do to add a little more dimension and flair to your piece if you want to. And what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to take a little bit of my gray, and we're going to shade in between these little divots right here just to define her mouth a little more. Let me get it. Okay. This is a great way to add a lot of depth and dimension to your piece. Okay, so I'm just shading in between. And again, you do not have to do this. This is just an added piece of information in case you do decide that you want to add a little more. Okay, and see what that gives you? I'm going to put a little bit more right up here. Okay, so cute. One more thing that you can do with your accent color, since we have this really girly little kawaii thing, is I'm going to show you if you want to add a little heart to this, a way that you can do this without using a mold. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the accent color and we're going to roll a ball. This is about a 1/2 inch of clay. We're going to cut this in half with our scissors. We're going to roll these into balls and then we're going to roll them into cones, but we want one side skinnier, a lot skinnier, like this. See how it's very thick up here and very thin here? This is what we want. You're going to do this 2 times. Roll your ball and roll you a nice cone shape that's nice and thin on one side and thick on the other. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to meet the 2 together and then pinch it at the end. And there we have a really cute little kawaii heart. Now, the last step to this would be to place it wherever you want to on your character. I think I'm going to go ahead and put mine right here and then just gently press. And there we go. You just created a really cute little kawaii. If you like pinkoween, this would be great for that. If you like traditional colors, you could switch the colors out or choose one of the kits that has a green or a orange bow to give you more of the traditional colors, but still get like the cutesy. This is a great project to do. And all of the supplies for this you can find in my Etsy shop. The kits and the clay are sold separately, so you can do anything that you want to. And I hope you enjoyed this craft, and I will see you on the next one. God bless you.